Good morning, everyone. Welcome to morning meeting. Today we are taking Henry for a walk and seeing where he... Come on! Good morning. As always, let me know where you're tuning in from this morning, and if you have any questions. Hi, Dad. Let's go. Well, go for a walk, then. Henry. Go find some regular food for you. So Henry is our North American porcupine ambassador. So he's about 5 years old now. He was actually kidnapped out of the wild as a baby. So when he first came to us, he was actually a patient in our medical clinic. Baby porcupines, even though they're tiny, they're actually born with all 30,000 of their quills. And so he was born with all those quills. They're soft when they're born and harden within about an hour or so. So baby porcupines, even though they're only born about the size of a softball or grapefruit, they have all those quills. They just learn how to use them. So someone found Henry at the base of a tree, thought he was orphaned. What, nothing looks good over here? Here, let me try some of this. You need this. Huh. Yeah. Oh no, you want the sweet potato? I know. Good morning, Henry. Hold on. Let me get your treats out. I know, I'm so excited. Sorry about that. Very antsy for our treats this month. Yeah, so someone had found Henry at the base of a tree, thought he was orphaned, and so they scooped him up, brought him for a little while, and in that time he learned to think he was a human and not a porcupine. So that is why Henry lives with us. He has no fear of humans. But he's only about 5. The one down at the Museum of Science actually just turned 32. So we're hoping to have him for a really long time. Good morning, Felice. Good morning, Yvette. Good morning, Lisa. Yes, he is a cutie. He's definitely one of our fan favorites when we go on programs. Everyone loves to see Henry. Alright, buddy. Like, I just want my treats. Oh, you're so handsome. Good morning. Yeah, we definitely try to squeeze Henry in at least once or twice a week, because we know everyone absolutely adores him. And all that crunch. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys can actually hear it on the camera, but the crunching sound makes your heart melt. Right, Henry? Oh, so handsome. You can see those really long claws that he has. So he's an excellent climber. No, let's walk for you. Thanks, but I just want the sweet potato. Just sit and eat sweet potato all day long. Yeah. Good morning, Chuck from Rhode Island. Yoga. I just want my sweet potato and my pumpkin. I really want the best things in life, Henry, I know. And unfortunately, you guys might have saw last time, a couple times ago, we have a lot of this beech in our forest here. Except Henry is no longer interested in it. So we have to walk around and try to find something that he's like, okay, what's that? What does that smell like? Oh, yeah. So as always, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please shoot them in the comments. We can answer them for you. I don't have so. Henry, I'm trying to find light, but I'm also trying to not shit, bud. Woman, I just want a sweet potato. Yeah. Oh, Henry. So our North American porcupines are our second largest rodent that we have here. He's actually a bit on the smaller side for a male porcupine, but they are just second to our beavers. But during the wintertime, when he looks like appearance like a little bear, his winter coat will fully. So much for donating. I don't know why that's not showing up. Unfortunately, my notifications aren't showing who, but thank you so much for donating. Of course, we always really appreciate it. We are a non-profit. We don't receive any state or federal funding. So we are donation and grant funded, and we're really, really grateful for all your donations, especially in this time right now. Right, Henry? Margaret, I love to see him follow his human friends for some more FaceTime and crunchies. Yeah, so he is nocturnal. So most nocturnal animals, they should only eat at night. Henry, because he's not like a normal porcupine, he thinks that he needs all the treats in the morning as well. So he usually only gets a dinner platter, which is like some greens and then like a piece of apple, a piece of sweet potato, and then like either like a piece of zucchini or some other form of vegetable. But oh, okay. He without our normal programming where he normally eats the entire time he is out. But no, I just want all the treats. I want to be spoiled again. Good morning, Anne. I can see while he's munching on that. I can show you. So all these quills, so he can raise them and lower them. Like, ah. Right. And you can see the tip of all those white tips. Those are also his quills. And then we have these hairs on the sides. So they are quite a bit longer. They're called guard hairs. Please don't bite me. Hey, hold on. I know. Patiently. Oh, okay, Henry. You can see all those quills on the tail. So if you ever heard anyone say that their dog got attacked by a porcupine, that is not generally actually true. These guys are kind of like the little hippies of the forest. They just want to eat and sleep. So all 30,000 of those quills, he can raise them and lower them depending on his mood. So when he raises them, it's actually the same ligament of how we get goosebumps, but he can control it. So he'll raise them, and when they're raised, that's when they're more likely to come out. Imagine he's a nocturnal animal, and he's walking around the forest floor at night. He doesn't want to lose those quills. So he would prefer not to lose them. They're actually made of the same stuff that our hair and fingernails are made of, called keratin. So when he loses one of those quills, it's similar to us pulling a hair out. It's not great. You're okay. But if he loses a chunk of them, like if a dog sniffs his bum, like how they normally would greet each other, he's going to be really sore for a little while. So they're going to use that back end, that tail, to kind of whack the predator. But he does not want to lose those quills. It's not a fun experience for him by any means. Carrie saw the picture we posted of the porcupine patients. He's so fuzzy. No. So he is just, Henry just shed about over the last month or so. I know which picture you're talking about. It was eating a popsicle, which Henry also enjoys on a hot day. He might just be not as far along in his shedding process. Because Henry looks very much like a little bear cub during the winter time. You can see all the fuzzies on his nose and his paws. Right? That other one is also a bit younger than him. Oh, youngster. Oh, you got a mosquito on your nose. I know, get close up. He is very precious, Tiffany. Thank you. We would like to think so. Right, Henry. He's a local favorite. Everyone loves when we bring Henry to schools and programs. Oh, what's that? At least your eyes are awake. Sometimes during the day he gets so into his food he actually falls asleep while he's eating. It's the cutest thing. Right. Crunch, 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 crunch. Yes, very substantial claws, Rebecca. You're totally right. So these guys are excellent climbers. So like I said, when Henry was kidnapped out of the wild, Mom was probably right above him in the tree, unfortunately. Mom will leave her baby because she doesn't want to attract predators to him. So she'll leave the baby and come back a little while later to nurse. But otherwise, she's just going to leave that baby there. They're fully protected. They have those quills. They just have to learn how to use those quills. So they're very, very good climbers. That's usually when you see a porcupine, you will see them up in that tree. One way you can tell if a porcupine is hanging out is because you're going to see that big poop pile at the base of the tree. Kind of like little tiny pellets. But there'll be a pretty substantial pile at the base, especially if there's a cavity in the tree that they might be able to hang out in. Right, Henry? We'll let you eat that, and then we're going to walk back towards the building. And you might be able to see behind me, where that big open area, that's where our new facility will be. Right? Let's go, Henry. Come on. Since you're not into any of the real green browse today, you only want your treats. Oh, nice shake. Let's go. Coming? Kara, when they lose those quills, how do they take long to grow back? I'm not exactly sure how long. It's pretty comparable to how long to like us growing hairs back. So not too long, I would think. But I'm not totally sure on that one, so I don't want to give you the wrong information. That's a great question, though. I'll definitely have to look that up when I get back. Thank you. Where is... Oh, there's the trail. Come on. Oh, no. You're going that way? Henry, normally you lead this walk. Instead of me trying to not trip over everything. Like, I'm not really into, the things I should be eating. Like the oak leaves and the black birch leaves. I just want my sweet potato today. Hi, Naomi. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Right, Henry? Move those little legs. You're exercising. You're such a good boy, Henry. Will you eat some fern? What about this? What about that? Nope. Okay. Ooh, what's this? There you go. Really? You're not even, you don't even want a black birch? That's your favorite. You just want the sweet potato. You are spoiled rotten, my friend. Has he ever... This was never by, like, on purpose. When he's annoyed, he will raise those quills. Yeah, we're gonna munch for a second, because you clearly don't want any of the browse I got you, even though this is your absolute favorite thing in the world. It's called black birch. It has little, tiny little serrations on the edge. And it smells like peppermint when you break it. That's how you can tell. But it's one of his favorites. We'll give it to our baby squirrels as well. When it helps to keep their bellies better when if they have an upset belly. We'll give them some of this black birch. But we have gotten sometimes we'll get quills in our gloves, especially when he's like, I don't want to go back. I want to hang out with my human friends. But never enough that like we've had to go to the doctors or anything for it to get them out. It's a very gentle into the glove. People often confuse porcupines and hedgehogs. Can you describe their difference? So our hedgehogs are, of course, our pets. They actually, one of our medical clinic staff has one. Here, want that? You are in some sort of mood today, my friend. No. Anyway, we're gonna have to go restock up on the treats, because I didn't bring enough for you to not want to eat any greens today. So the hedgehogs do have those quills. As we actually learned a couple weeks ago, she had a picture of her guy because he had to get some. He had to go to the vet, and he was not very happy about it. And I learned how prickly they can be. But of course, our porcupines are native. They're in the wild. I know we've talked about it. But they're not rodents. I don't believe the hedgehogs. I'm not totally sure which family they belong to. But you, mister, are something else today. But of course, I do have all those quills. You're ridiculous, Henry. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Ryan. Henry says we miss you. Good morning, Theo. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You're running out of snacks, bud. Because you ate them all. So. Oh, Henry. Love watching him eat. All he's bunching, you can see his tiny little ears on there. Right? These little claws. It's like most of our nocturnal mammals, these guys don't have the best eyesight. So they're gonna get around through their sense of smell. His little nose and his whiskers. So he can see kind of comparable to what we see. But of course we don't have the best night vision either. So they're gonna get around to that sense of smell, trying to find food and stuff like that. He is actually completely a vegan, so he doesn't eat. He eats nuts and seeds and leaves and fruits and veggies, but he doesn't eat eggs or anything, or roadkill or any animals. He just wants his greens and his veggies. Christine, video isn't playing. Is it better now? I know it went out for a second. But I have service, so I don't... On my end, it looks fine. It also depends sometimes what you're watching it on. So sometimes if I'm watching it on a computer, it will just stop playing. And then if I go to my phone, it starts working again. That might be it. Hi, Kathy from Connecticut. Thank you so much for letting me know. I guess it's probably a device issue, because I've noticed it too if I try to watch it. And sometimes it'll go in and out on its own. I'm not really sure why. I'm definitely not the tech guru of the group. And Nivette, does Henry get along with any other ambassadors? That's a great question. So Henry, because he's imprinted on humans, can never have a roommate, because he thinks he's human. He doesn't know he's a porcupine. So he gets more excited when his humans walk by, when he thinks that food's coming. That's why, if you've ever been to the center, you've seen his little dance that sometimes he'll do. He'll stand up on 2 feet and kind of wiggle around. Most wild porcupines do not stand on 2 legs. Henry's definitely does not act like a normal porcupine. But he definitely gets interested when we bring the other ambassadors on like walks, just like he's going on right now. So we do try, sometimes depending on the animal, we don't want to obviously introduce a smaller prey to their natural predator. But sometimes, like, you can hear Birch yelling in the background when he goes on his walks, because he's very intelligent and he's learning. So he likes his routine of where he walks. And we're getting him used to just new areas, just to give him some enrichment, something else to think about. So he's a bit interested in Henry. Henry's more interested in me walking by with his food. Hey, come here. Chuck, very in and out today. Huh. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Because I lost it twice just because of my fault. But I've had service, so I'm not totally sure what's going on today. What do you think, Henry? Want to sit? Good boy, Henry. Kathy, does he have quills on his face? So he has the ones on his head right here on top, but he doesn't have it going down. Oh, you don't want that. What are you doing? So he has quills all along here, on his sides, on his tail. Oh, I know. The only place the only place he doesn't have them is on his belly. You are ridiculous today. It's the only place that he doesn't have them in their belly, which is kind of weird, because that's how our fishers are their only natural predator. And so what? You are something else today. The fishers are the only things that have learned to really hunt them. What? Bud. I don't know what's wrong. You love sweet potato. We can't go inside. Like I said, I know that's where the food is. Come here. Henry. Apple. He knows that's where our kitchen is and where the food is, and so sometimes he'll be like, I can go inside. But of course, it's not a safe place for him on a normal basis, just because we are a wildlife hospital, and he could catch something in our clinic that we don't want him to catch, especially right now during the pandemic. We just want to keep him healthy. So he can't go inside whether or not he wants to or not. Nivette, does he make any sounds? So he makes a couple sounds that are kind of like It's kind of more when he's annoyed, when he wants to either stay out on a walk, or if he's mad at me for not having sweet potato or apple, depending on what he's in the mood for the day. Or if he's like, I don't want to go back to my home, and sometimes I have to carry him. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Katie. Kathy, would he eat normal? What would he eat normally, and what is he eating now? Henry. So he would normally in the wild be eating like acorns and nuts, leaves. Yeah, there's an acorn. His platters here at the Center for Wildlife, he gets some greens, usually like kale or Swiss chard or some sort of dark green. A piece of sweet potato, a piece of an apple, his two favorite treats, kind of like his little dessert that he eats first. And then he'll get a piece of some other veggie, like a squash or a mushroom, something like, or a piece of pumpkin for an extra special treat. But normally they are vegan, so he would eat leaves and nuts. During the winter time, they'll eat a layer right under the bark. That's called the cambium, and he's going to eat that where the tree is transporting the nutrients in the water. That's the layer he's going to eat during the winter time. And then as soon as spring starts, he'll start nibbling on the buds. And then summertime, so there's a lot of leaves. So that black birch, the oak leaves, sugar maples. Unfortunately, we only have red maple really here at the center, which actually has tannins in it. So it gives him an upset tummy. And so he doesn't get them. Normally they would get leaves. He's just very, very spoiled. Yes, Smarty Pants Henry. Very sassy. Right? Yes, Kathy, he can climb. So sometimes, like, we have that little stump over there that he'll climb up. Henry, we can't go inside. Henry. Come on. Come on. I know. I know. But he's an excellent climber with those really long claws. Henry, you are being ridiculous today. Here's one more treat, and then we're going to go back home, bud. There you go. One last treat. Once you get to my last questions, I'm going to let him finish this little piece up. And then we're going to go back home. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. We'll be back, I believe, with Maeve tomorrow to learn how to clean a bird feeder, which will be really exciting. I'm sure she's going to help very much. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Henry. I know, it's very bright. Have a good day, everyone.